Hi guys, welcome to the 𝗨𝗶𝗴 podcast. My name is 𝗨𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗵. Today, we'll be talking about networking and community building for immigrants. I can't emphasize this though. I can't even speak more about this. The importance of you having a support system in a new country. Oh God, help me. You need people beside you. You need people that you know though. So, the importance of networking for immigrants is you need people that will tell you how to move around, because there are so many unspoken rules, unspoken communications, unspoken things around. In all these countries, man, like things you should do, things you should not do, where to hang out, where not to hang out. You get me? Like how to get your paperwork in check, how to build your life. So it is in your best interest, though, to have a support system. And, when you network like this, it contributes to social and professional integration. It makes it easy for you to blend into that economy well. And, your professional life. Because, if you're not careful, oh my God. You don't want basic, that basic understanding. Like, oh, don't do this, do that. Oh, okay, this is how you move. Something that, that takes you just 2 minutes or 1 minute for you to learn. It can cost you a lot though. It can cost you a lot. So another thing is building a support network. You need to identify key individuals for a support network, a role of a friend, mentor, or community leader. But I would suggest though, you have some key friends around you or family members. You get me? And when you freshly move into a new country, it is designed to teach you certain things. And one of them is this. When you first come into that country, obviously you start living with friends and family. And they will, you see, people are kind, people are nice until you start living with them. You get me? But don't take it personal though. Don't take it personal, because eventually it will make sense to you. Put yourself in their shoes. Let's say you work 12 hours a day, or let's say you work 8 hours a day, as cold, as hot, whichever scenario though. And you just have this one person that lives in your house that doesn't have a job. It's almost like you are the one taking care of that person. Come on now. So, but still, when you're fresh in that country, stay there for a couple of weeks, do your research on how to get out, how to get a job. Make sure you're supporting, even if you be there for a couple of months or a year, make sure you pressurize on how to make a living so you can pay them. I thought, okay, I'll be the one funding this. Okay, I'll pay so bills. Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying? Because in all these countries, in all this first world country, or in this new country though, that you are in, people change a lot though. And there's no like this blood is thicker than water thing, bro. It's in the movies, man. This is real life. So another thing is joining immigrants and cultural groups. I would suggest you join community groups. So use your Google to locate and participate in immigrant community groups. The benefits of connecting with people from similar cultural backgrounds is you have people that have been through what you are about to experience, and they will ask you. Obviously, you don't have to open up to everybody, but the key people I'm talking about, people that look reasonable. Okay, so when did you get into the country? You tell them, so they know. It's like a level, it's like a stage, it's like a video game stage. They know, okay, you just got in, and they will ask you, did you come in with your full paperwork? You get me? Which is not something to be ashamed of though. Especially if you're coming from outside of the country, you don't have to be ashamed of these things. Like, okay, you came to that country, you don't have your full paper. Some people came in with a visa lottery. Some people came in, their family members filed for them. So, they came in with a green card. While some people came in with a visiting visa, and they decided to stay back. There is nothing to be ashamed about, my good friends. You get me? If you see people that are reasonable, talk to them though. Let them show you the ropes. You get me? I understand you might want to apply precautions. all these new countries will teach you something, man. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't trust everybody. But when you see people that are extending help to you, you get me, like, lean into it. But not 100% though. Because these countries, well, people have personalities that will blow your mind. So another thing is professional networking strategies. I want you to explore professional networking opportunities, either through that community group or through your friends and your families that you met in that country. Or if you're one of the few people that come into a new country where you have no friends and no family, I would suggest you use Google. You use these job opportunity sites like LinkedIn, where you can start applying for job opportunities around. And this is how you do it. The fact that you have no work experience in that country, let's say you have a lot of experience in your country, but you don't have any experience in this new country. This is how you do it. Let's say you are a business analyst, or let's say you are a professional of some sort. Let's say you are a professional of some sort. You will reach out to people that work in that company you're trying to get into by adding them, and you send a message to them through LinkedIn. And you say, I just, moved to this country so. I have an experience in so program and so job. I want to apply in your company and I see you work for them. Can you please refer me to get, referrals in first world country, in all these countries are very, very important. It is everything. The fact that that person works in that country already, works in that company and is in that country already, it's a plus for you. Let's say you reach out to 10 of them every day. Send them a direct message. Ask them for referrals. You don't need to ask for anything more. Ask them for referrals though, and join their network. Let them join your network. You don't need to reach out to them. You don't need to kiss anybody's ass or just reach out to them. Say, okay, I need your referral. Can you please help me with this? It's as simple as that. Also, I want you to participate in networking events, either through LinkedIn or Google. There are some community activities that goes on around that you can find through Google. All you have to do is type networking events that is going on this week. You get me? Industry seminars, online platforms. If you can't be there one-on-one, you can be there through online. Join through Facebook groups or just Google. Look, Google is your friend. You should learn to utilize it. Especially if you come in as a professional. Like, let's say you have experience, because I know people that were medical doctors, that were lawyers, that came into a first world country. They started working at Walmart because I understand they have no paperwork. And look, there's no shame to this, my good people. Come on now, there's no shame to your stories will change. Do you know how many multi-millionaires, how many billionaires have gone through the same thing you are going through right now? There is no shame to this. There is no, you don't have any reason to feel depressed or feel sad or be down. Your story will change. I'm telling you, it always changes. It has to. Perseverance, my good friends. Perseverance, though. You get me? So, use Google to your advantage. Join networking events. You don't have to. The first couple of times you go there, that doesn't mean you see a return on investment. But you have to learn to keep trying. Work on your communication skills. When you get to these events, don't just be by yourself. Walk up to random people and introduce yourself. Hi, my name is 𝗏𝗶𝗶. I am a so. Like me, for example. Hi, my name is 𝗏𝗶𝗶 𝗟𝗏. I am a software engineer. I have a master's degree in computer science. What do? You introduce yourself. You get me? You don't need to exchange numbers. Just introduce yourself. Let them talk. You talk. Let them talk. You talk. And from there, you see yourself. I'll see you around. It's nice to meet you. The next time you come to that event, you see people again, or if you see that same person, you walk up to meet them. And one of the beauty of a first world country is they saw you the last time. Let's say you see them speaking to another human being. It is courtesy. It is mannerism, professionalism, composure. They will introduce that person they are talking to. They will introduce that person to you and say, oh, this is, and that person is going to call you by their name. So, to signal to that third party is almost like, okay, you two are friends already. And this is how you build your community of friends in a professional manner. You get what I'm saying? And let's say you see them the third time, this is how you offer them statement, things like, what do you do on weekends? It would be nice if we sit down to have a drink sometime. You get me? Or it would be nice if we have lunch sometime. So when you sit down with them, this is where you lay down your problems. You don't make the mistakes to tell them you came here illegally. Or let's say you came here with a visiting visa and you decide to stay back. No, you didn't come here with a visiting visa. As a matter of fact, you live here now. And I'm in the job market. I'm looking for a job. You get me? I'm out here looking for a job. And what do you think? It would be nice if you can help with your network. Does that make sense? Also, language exchange programs though. Let's say you are in a country where you don't speak their language. I would suggest you learn how to do. In the meantime, learn how to speak the basic things like hello, hi, where is the so, how can I get to? You get me? Like basic language though. And you need to build language skills while connecting with other people. Participate in language exchange programs though. Make sure you go to the market, go to all these community center, all these networking events, even if you don't speak their languages, show interest. You get me? You need to understand something about human beings. They want to teach something. Human beings want to teach you something. Does that make sense? And especially when you are humble and you portray yourself like you are willing to learn. Come on now. People like to feel like they are in charge of teaching you something. Just humble yourself and be open to receive. So the next thing we'll talk about is social media and online communities. I want you to leverage social media for networking. This is TikTok, social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube is your friend though. YouTube. Now that's the second thing I'm mentioning though. YouTube is a company of Google. Use this company to your at your advantage. Facebook is also your friend. Facebook and Instagram, but Facebook though, you'll find a lot of groups to join through the Facebook groups. It is your best friend. Your best friend. I want you to leverage social media for networking. Join online communities for immigrants. And if you're trying to stay neutral, because I understand some people come into these countries and you don't want to associate yourself with other immigrants, so you don't get too many eyes on you. I understand that. That makes sense. You can go solo. Go to these social media platforms and join. Just join the community. You don't need to go there one-on-one. You can be there, ask questions, type your questions. They don't need to know who you are one-on-one. Just, you can get help from there. That is if you don't have money for transportation, you don't want to expose yourself out there, because you don't have the right paperwork to move around. I would suggest you use your social media and online community to your advantage. Another thing is cultural events and festivals. Attend cultural events and festivals. This is how you meet people though. And we all need fun, especially if you're in a first world country or in a new country you've never, you just moved to. You need people though. You need people. Learn to go to. And these cultural events doesn't necessarily have to be your own ethnicity or your racial cultural events. It can be from people from other continents. This is a way for you to learn other people's culture. And you might be fortunate though. You might be lucky to meet friends, people that will stand, the test of your time. So go there to celebrate cultural diversity and make new connections. So voluntary opportunities. So you can find groups and events, community centers where they offer voluntary services. You can participate. Usually it's free, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to use their connections to your advantage. I understand they won't pay you any money and you're fresh in a new country where obviously you don't have all the money in the world, but what you're trying to do is what you will get in exchange is a connection of people. So I would suggest you subscribe to these voluntary services and contribute to the local community while building connections, if that makes sense. So find them and participate in all these activities, all these volunteer activities. So another thing is workplace networking. Network within the workplace and build professional relationship with colleagues. It might be different a little bit for all people, because a first world country though, people strongly believe in being professional. Like, okay, we work together, that doesn't mean we are friends. Does that make sense? So even if you invite anybody, either a male or a female, that okay, would you like to get drinks later? You might have good intention. They might flip it on you and call it sexual harassment. Either they are men or women. You get my point. Like, so I would suggest you don't even take it there. You get me? Like don't, because I'll be frank with you though. In a developed first world country, it's almost like everybody wants to be victims. Get me? And if you're coming from a third world country, or you're coming from your home country, you might not know this. You might have good intention and see them as a reasonable human being because you work with them and they seem to be friendly, and say, hey, okay, like you seem like a beautiful, kind woman. Would you like to get drink sometime? In a developed country, that is you sexually making advances towards her. Even if it's a man, you get me? Like, the world is a very, very weird place right now. So, the workplace networking, make sure you keep it within the compound of that workplace. You get me? Within, talk to them in a professional manner within that workspace. Period. Another thing is effective communication in networking. I want you to work on your communication skills. Develop effective communication skills for networking. They are not your friends. They are not your partners. They are not your family. Like, you work, regardless of how deep you think you guys are, like they are not your friends. You guys work together. Remember what I said. It has to be you have to be as professional as possible. You get what I'm saying? So, effective communications though, like build rapport and make a positive impression. Even when speaking to them, when people do things that upset you, you don't have to lash out. Don't be an hot-head, angry person, especially in a professional setting though. Be composed. You don't have to associate yourself with everybody. You get me? Some people will try to pick on you based on the fact that you came from another country, and people will assume that, okay, just because you come from another country, like your paperwork is not in check. Even if you have your paperwork in check, you still need to tread carefully, my friends. So preferably keep your communications on a professional level. Keep it minimum. Like you don't have to attach yourself with them that much. You get what I'm saying? Because this is their country and you have to respect them. You get me? So another thing is networking etiquette. Understand cultural nuance in networking etiquette, do and don'ts of professional networking. A first world country is very, very different from your home country. Like it is very, very different though. There are certain things, like when people start making friends with you at work, and you might get carried away and think, oh, we are friends now. My good people, they are not your friends. So you need, constantly you need to apply professionalism and networking etiquette. Like don't talk too much. Majority of them will try to know how you came how you came into the country. They will try to know your legal status. They will try to know if you're married. They want to know you. And the reason why they want to know you is not because of they want to be your friends or anything. No, they'll use it against you eventually. You get me? So preferably, my good friends, Be professional. Even when they ask you questions and you don't want to respond to it, just let them know immediately that, no, that's my personal, I don't want to talk about those things. You get me? Like, be as professional as possible. So another thing we should talk about is overcoming networking challenges. Address common challenges in networking. I want you to have strategies for overcoming language and cultural barriers. You know, one of the problems you might experience is your foreign accent. And when I say foreign accent, because you are in a new country right now and you won't even know you have a different accent. You get me? Like they sound differently. You might even be more educated than your contemporaries at work, including your boss. You get me? Like, let's say you work at a group home, or let's say you work at Walmart, but you have a master's degree in your country. You get my point. So, obviously you are more intelligent, but they will treat you, they will mock you, they will speak down on you just because you sound different. You have a foreign accent. Because at this point, your country is a foreign land from the new country you are in right now. Don't take it personal. That's what I would like to tell you. Don't. You get me? So you need to have a good self-confidence, self-esteem. You get me? Like, have strategies for overcoming language and cultural barriers. You need to just understand that every human being has accents. You get me? And within the compound of their mental state of mind, they are right. You sound different from them, and it's okay. You get me? You know where you're going. You know the direction where you're going, and the fact that you walk with them right now is for the time being. It's for the time being, though. So even when you're speaking to people and they start laughing at your accent, be composed. Be very, very composed, though. Don't let it show on your face. You would think they will back away, especially when they know that they are laughing at you. No, they won't back away. As a matter of fact, they will keep doing it again and again, as they should, because they are human beings. Another thing we should talk about is mentorship programs. Engage in mentorship programs. You get me? Benefits. There are so many benefits of mentorship for personal and professional growth. As you start working, when you come from other people, when you come from your home country into a first world country, you might not know the advantage of having a mentor. A mentor might be your family member you met here. It might be your community leader. It might be your pastor. It might be your imam. It might be, it might be your Buddhist leader. It might be your Hindu leader. A mentor is someone that knows something better than you, and they can teach you. Some will tell you to pay them. You can if you feel the need, but on a personal and professional level, for you to grow, I would suggest you get a mentor, because there are certain things they can teach you in 2 minutes, and you master it in 2 minutes. If you're not careful, though, you pay a great cost to learn that thing for 5 years. You don't want that, though. And I'm pretty sure you came into that country you are in right now. I'm pretty sure you came into that country with a dream, with a goal. Because, I read magazines a lot about multi-millionaires, about billionaires, people who come from third world countries who became massive multi-billionaires, multi-millionaires. You get me? And they came in with just a bag, $50, or they came in with just $100. And, it is mind-blowing what a mentorship program can do to people, especially when they know the direction they are going in life. So another thing we should talk about is community support services. I want you to utilize community support services for immigrants. I want you to figure out a way to have access to resources for integration and networking. I said that previously. This is how you know where to go to, where not to go to, how to get, how to stay in legal status, how to get your driver's license, your employment authorization, because you don't. Oh God, I think I should say this to you. Of all the problems you want to avoid in a first world country, you want to avoid 2 problems. The number one, legal problems, though. you don't want their legal wala. You get me? Simply means legal problems. Another thing is their tax. When you start working, you start making their money. Don't try to avoid paying tax like tax, especially if you're making money. Because you know something though, foreigners work a lot though, and that's the reason why they allow us to come into their country, because we work hard. You get me? So when you work like that, you pay them their money. You get me? So what else? So networking for educational opportunities. I want you to connect with educational institutions and programs. That is if you want to go back to school. I want you to network with academic and career advancement. I'm pretty sure you have a dream. I'm pretty sure you have a goal. You get me? Let's say someday you plan to own a conglomerate of businesses. Most foreigners have the dream of owning a business. I would suggest you go back to school to learn something in business and tech. And it doesn't cost as much money as you think. You can even work to pay for these things, or you can get a certification. You get me? You can go to community college. It doesn't cost that much though. $200, $300 per class. It is an investment into your future. Start reaching out to those schools. You get me? You might be fortunate. There might be discounts just because you live in that state. You get me? Another thing is entrepreneur networking. If you have the dream of becoming a businessman or businesswoman, to become an entrepreneur, I want you to network with those that started that business before you. You can find them on LinkedIn. There are hundreds and thousands of them. Send them a message and ask them a simple question as, I plan to do something so similar to what you're doing right now. Do you have any advice for me? I migrated from so country into this country, so. You get me? My name is, I need your help in so. What do you think? And people will gladly though. People will gladly, point you through the direction. But you can't be afraid of asking people's questions though. Don't be afraid of reaching out to people, especially those that have been through where you are right now. So another thing we should talk about is building lasting connections. You might be, okay, let me explain this first. You need to develop strategies for maintaining long-term connections and nurture relationships. Okay. Nurture relationships for ongoing support. When you're fresh in a first world country though, based on the way a lot of people will treat you, there's a possibility that you might become bad and just want to focus on you. And if you're not careful though, you won't know how to treat people. You need to understand that integrity will take you far. You get me? You have to show integrity. You can't just treat everybody the way they treat you. Even when people step on your face, don't be one of those though. You need to learn how to build relationship with people. Get me? Learn how to build relationship. Build relationship with people though. And in between the line, you will find people that genuinely want to pull you up. Don't stab them in the back though. Integrity will shoot you to the stars. It will take you far. Be a good human being. Be the light in the world. If that makes sense. You need to learn to nurture relationship. You don't need to speak with them every day. But don't stab people in the back though. Especially in the first world, in a new country, in a country where you plan to be in, where you plan to, to be in with your family, your wives or your husbands. Don't stab people in the back though. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. If that makes sense. So, let's talk about networking success stories. Success stories of immigrants through networking. I want you don't necessarily need to be nosy and ask people of their personal, how they did this, how they did that. In every country, there's nothing you're experiencing in there that somebody else has not experienced before. People go through things. And if they survive, hundreds, 1,000s, thousands of people have survived whatever you're going through right now. You get me? And many more will survive. Many more will look up to you. I want you to feed off of that energy, off of that mindset that anything is possible. Think about this. Why do you think people leave their home country, leave all their resources, leave all their families, and move into a country where they know nobody? They know, probably some one or two friends or family or this, but they leave everything they've always known and come into would you come into a new country and settle for less? No. This is why you need to feed off of the success stories. If they can do, those people that did it, they don't have two heads. They don't have two heads. So to round it up, reflection and action planning. I want you to reflect on the networking journey that I've been talking about. And I want you to create action plans for continuous community building and networking. Don't be an island. Don't be an island though. Go out there, meet people, keep bettering yourself. Now don't get carried away. There's a very, very big chance that you might be tempted to get carried away, because when you walk as hard as foreigners walk in these first world countries, you might be tempted to say, oh, my God, I work this hard and I pay back 35% in tax, to the government. Man, life is not forever, man. I need to take care of myself. I need to go out there and party. Bro, it is for the time being. You need to focus on your hustle. You get me? And you will fail every now and then. Oh, you will fail. As a matter of fact, I think I should say this to you. You will fail more than you win. If what I said just now doesn't make sense to you, let me dive in more. For every one win that you have, that you will experience in that country you are in right now, you will fail at least 20 times. You get me? So I want you to apply resilience. Very, very strong perseverance, my good friends. Thousands, millions of people have been through what you are experiencing right now, and many more will come to look up to you. You get me? Many more are actually counting on you to survive this stage and be more successful. You get me? You didn't come into that country by chance. It wasn't luck. It wasn't hope. It was because you are destined for it. You're destined to be there. That's the reason why you're here right now. You get me? Be strong. Be focused. Be dedicated. My name is 𝗨𝗶𝗶𝗀. Show your love and your support. Subscribe. Check the link down below to get to join the rest of my social media support. Take it easy, my friends. I'll see you around.